Hey everybody, good morning. Looks like we got a nice crowd here this morning. And jobs report hitting this morning. I can't say the reaction has been super positive so far, but hey David, hey Michael, hey Larry, Dave, Philip, Arturo, Ben, Donald, Dex, Valerie, Jason, Francois, Sledge, Mark, John, Aaron, Craig, Gary, Svenborn. Morning, everybody. If you want to chat with me like all these awesome people saying good morning, click the link right over here, the subscribe button on the either on the video or down below, and be a subscriber. A few seconds later, you can start chatting with like Alan and Nikki and Anthony and Alicia. Good morning. I don't recognize your name. Glad you're here. Laura, JB, Alan, Cliff, Maurizio. Glad to have everybody. If I missed any names, sorry. Merle, Tara. Good morning, everybody. So, my goodness, jobs report, and yesterday ended up being down to a down day. So imagine that. Justin Knight, good morning. Harry, Tara, Billy, and remember anything I say today. I appreciate you interacting with the video. So give me thumbs ups if I say anything you like, or any of that stuff. That give me the like, give me the subscribe, give me the hit the bell with the notifications. So you know when I go live every single freaking morning. Every morning the market's open anyway. Even some that aren't, because crypto never sleeps. It's always open. And yeah, welcome to Friday. All trading involves a substantial risk of loss. Past performance not necessarily indicative of future results. Just because I got stuff right in the past, I may never get it right again. That would kind of suck, but that's the way it works. This presentation intended to be informational, educational, fun, and entertaining. It's not a recommendation to buy or sell anything, all right? No stocks, no options, no bonds, no cryptos, no Forex, no futures. Don't buy them, don't sell them, don't long them, don't short them. I didn't mute my phone. And, don't trade, all right? Also, don't buy stuff from gurus, me included, if you don't trust people, all right? Make sure you trust people. Make sure you believe in, that they're going to get stuff right. I mean, there's a lot of gurus out here that don't even trade. I know. I've met them. I work with some of them. I am not going to call people out specifically because, I got to play nice with everybody, but there's some people I work with that don't even trade. They say they trade, but they don't. Craziness. Craziness. It's allowed to even happen. Be careful. There's a lot of people in this industry that'll just take your money. They won't even give you anything good. So be careful. All right. If you desire personal financial advice, that's not what I do. You got to hire and consult a financial advisor. I'm just here, a dude, sharing what I do. I've been lucky. I've been blessed to be in the position I'm in, making over $1 million from the markets, and being able to share it with people like you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. It's you that makes the difference, and couldn't do this without you. So thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being loyal, watching every day. And like I said, we have the jobs report coming out today. And I'm still on next week. Funny enough. Let's go back to the calendar. Pop down. Look at that. We're still on December. Funny enough, even though January's right here. Jobs report came out. Hey, I mean, average hourly earnings, 0.4. Not bad. Creeping up a little bit. Non-farm employment change, 216. Expecting a 168. Got a 216. I don't know. I mean, sounds like a baked number to me, but hey, got to make them look good. So crank this down. Here's kind of how we've been running. I mean, just looks like we're drifting down. So we didn't go as low as, we got more jobs than we thought we were going to get, but I don't know. Maybe it's just a bunch of seasonal stuff, holiday employment, like Chris says in the chat. I mean, but really it's declining very quickly. I mean, that's exponential decay, It's not the exponential decay like this. It's, exponential, long tail exponential decay. So, Yeah, if you're unfamiliar with that, what that means, I have a market math class coming up later. You can come tune in. It's mostly about Fibonacci. Unemployment rate coming in at 3.7. Expected 3.8, got 3.7. That's kind of, you know, I think it's all bull crap, but I think a large section of the population just quit working, and it's hard to believe that the unemployment rate is 3.7 when there's more homeless people living down out here by the creek than I've ever seen in my life. I mean, something's not right. Something's not right. Maybe homeless isn't a problem where you are, but there's more homeless camps than I've ever seen in my entire life around town. And with all the trees and all the leaves down, you can see them like they're stashed all over the place, right up on along the interstate and near bridges and like places where it was like all bushes just a couple months ago. Or like you can see all the tents and the tarps and the trash and it's like, what the heck is going on? I mean, and it's not. It was like 20 degrees outside last night. I mean, it's not like it's comfortable to hang out there. So I don't know. I'm not necessarily believing this number is very accurate. I think the 10% number I've seen is probably more accurate, if not higher. So anyway, welcome everybody. Welcome. So jobs completely manufactured as normal. And looking at ES, we got a little dip, and then we kind of reacted negatively on that jobs. Now we're pushing higher, possibly. So yeah, I've seen the videos. I understand Portland, and I mean, there's literal diarrhea in the streets. I mean, I've seen that. Like Portland has a disease going around that only affects third world countries, and it's because of the feces just everywhere. So I mean, it's gross and a problem, and people are just quitting. Like they just quit trying. Is it drugs? Is it just? I mean, I don't know. And part of the problem, like I talked about yesterday, raising minimum wage isn't a zero, still zero, right? If you can't get a job, zero, still zero. There's some people that would work for $5 an hour. I mean, why are we cutting out those jobs? There's some stuff that people do that's only worth a few bucks an hour. Why are we saying they can't do those jobs? I mean, that few bucks an hour could be the difference between living on the street and living somewhere else. It all trickles down. Really depends on how you look at it. So they obviously need to work because they live in the street, but everything's not provided if you're living on the street. So anyway, I'm just saying, like, I think collectively we're on the wrong path. So ES bounced off the roadmap line and continued the downtrend. We're going to do it again today? Maybe. Last time we tested the 15-minute was up here and continued on down. This is what I talk about all the time. This is a downtrend. Until these small time frames start changing, we're going to keep going down. I usually watch a 5-minute or a 15-minute. 5-minute we're testing. We got a little bit above yesterday, but then the 15-minute couldn't break through. Went on down. I think we're going to keep on down, keep on flushing this out. Now, could we reach a support level and bounce? Sure. Absolutely we can. And where might those levels be? So, we've talked about several the last few days. A big one is that July high. right there. Can that be support? You're sure as shoot it can be. All right, sure thing. See right here, the fib extension. We came up to that 1272. Once we got above the 618, 70% likely we were going to hit that. I mean, that's the way it works. All right. Now, once we got there, it's really hard. It's only like 40% likely we just chug right on up to here. Now, even if we retrace back to the breakout point, it's still only 40% likely we're going higher without coming down here. And that's just me. Like, where do you get these numbers? It's me trading these patterns over and over and over and over and over and over. So there's like 60% likelihood that we do this. Like 60% of the time. So where's the high probability? It's not really a high probability to do either thing at this point. 60-40, I mean, to me, that's a wait situation. I'm going to wait till this resolves back to a high probability situation. Back to a high probability. Now, oh, excuse me. If we actually pull down to this point right there and turn up and start doing that, now it starts becoming more of a high probability once we get above the 618. See, once you find a bottom in here, we don't have one yet. Once we find one, you get back above the 618. Now we're 70% likely again to go on an extension. Becomes high probability again. So you just got to wait for the setup. That's the point here. And if we can come down here, find support at that 618 of the whole move up, that would make me feel a lot better. Especially if we did it on, what the heck's ES? That's S&P 500. If we did it on the NASDAQ and the Russell, all three, it's going to make me feel a lot better about going long. Right now, I'm just kind of sitting there. Just sitting here, waiting for the high probability setups. So, I'm just telling you, there's nothing like, if you're trading right now, you're being dangerous, all right? There's nothing super high probability. We could get a giant flush out that does this in a day or two. Maybe like, nah. Look over here. See that right there? 2-day flush, 3-day flush. That could happen right over here. All right. Oil. Just being choppy. If we can break above. Now we have a giant resistance zone all built up here with the roadmap line and these prior tops. If we can get through this zone, we're going up to like 100. At least 90, if not 100. Those extensions way up here could be even up to like ridiculous levels, okay? First thing first, let's get to 90 and 100 first. Find out where we are, get a retrace. So if we break through resistance, watch out. Oil's probably going to rip. If we turn down at resistance, we're probably coming down here. Where's the high probability? There's not one yet. JT's already bought some UCO. Bought it early, as usual. I tend to buy crap early. Sitting on the theta, sitting on the loss. And you see, I drew it, super potential. You can buy it now. I bought it now. And I'm sitting through this choppy bullcrap. All right. I said, aggressive entry would be above 32. We haven't been above 32. Should take my own advice sometimes, I guess. What I write on the chart. Now, conservative entry above 34.50. So there's plenty of upside potential on this baby if and when we get going. Right now, still hunting a bottom. No high probability pattern. All right, I bought early. If you follow me, hey, we were buying early. It's written right there on the chart. It was super aggressive. All right, super aggressive means take out your $20, light it on fire. All right, gold. Actually, pushing down to that trend line. If we get below the trend line, that's a good sign so far. That nice big bottom tail, I call it a bottoming tail. Other people tell me I'm not to call them tails, but looks like a bottoming tail to me. That's a nice rejection of that trend line. I like that. If we get some green action, this thing can go on a breakout. If we get below that trend line, where does that trend line come from? It comes from the lows that we've had all the way back here since November. November low, December low, now January low. If we get below that trend line, we're probably coming down here. 1935 at least, if not 1891. Hey, Kimberly's here. Hope you had a good sleep. So, bullish above? High probability bullish? No. No. If we get below, not even high probability bearish, but we may come down here. Now, if we do get down here, turn up, that's starting to be high probability again. If we get above this stuff, above that 618, see the big drop from right up here, the highest high we've ever had in gold, to that, we did an epic drop, right? I mean, it went from 150 right back down to dropped 150, 160 bucks. So we set up a 618. Then we came up and hit that resistance right there, that 618, 2090 right there. I mean, big, little blue arrow right there. This is not magic stuff. It's just, we turn down right there. That's bearish. All right. If we break above this at this point, if we get above that right there, you almost draw your line up here. If we can get above that, not just spike and drop. I mean, we're talking about a nice set of daily closes above that level. We're 70% likely to go on up here. 2200, possibly even 2250. So watching this like a hawk for the bullish potential here. Bullish breakout. And this can be the start to a long-term bullish move. Like this is very, very constructive. A lot of times I'm like, this is garbage price action. This is not. This is very constructive. This is like, don't mess this up, all right? Because this thing can go very, very, we could talk about 3,000, maybe even 5,000 ounce gold on the upside. So, but we're at a junction right now that if this messes it up, it's going to prolong the breakout. So very cautious right now. Need this to hold and turn bullish here. So I'm almost more excited about this than I am Bitcoin right now, just because of the long-term possibility here. Now, Bitcoin just hanging in the channel. Tried to break out yesterday. Got slammed right back down. Like I said, more than likely, the highest probability thing right now is to just cruise in the channel. Just keep cruising on this channel. If we break below it, going down. If we can get above it, solidly above it, not with one of these topping tail bull crap things, then we're probably gonna stay out of the top of it. But at this point, we're just gonna cruise right up this channel. Try to break down, try to break out. Did it in 2 days, tried both of them in 2 days. Now we're just kind of cruising up the channel. So ETF approval coming up. In case you've been missing the conversation, likely, I'm giving like 90% odds we have it here. There's like maybe 5% we do it today. I doubt it. Maybe another 5% odds we do it Monday. I doubt it. When does the government do anything on a Monday or a Friday? And then, especially if it's big news. So Tuesday, Wednesday, highly likely. Why Wednesday? Because that's ARK Capital's final deadline. The SEC has to make a decision on ARK approve or deny. All right. There's no like deny it this day and then approve it on the 15th with BlackRock. Like if they deny it, they have to make, they're legally required to make a decision on ARK by the 10th. They're legally required to make a decision on BlackRock's and Fidelity by the 15th. So that's 3 of them. All right. There's about, I think there's 6 that have their crap together. There's 12 total applications in. And so we'll see what happens here. So we have 3 of them that have deadlines between now and the 15th, which is 10 days away. It's widely speculated that they're going to approve a set of them. They're not just going to do like, here's yours, here's yours, here's your, one a day or anything like that. So, just watch out. I think there's going to be several that get approved. I don't think it's just going to be one. I don't think BlackRock's the only one. So, but there's a dozen applications and they're not all going to get approved. I'm pretty sure. So watch out for that. That could be a sell the news. That's why I've got a giant blue arrow that goes down. We could get a retrace back to 33,000 on Bitcoin. Why am I using the futures? Because it's a centralized price. All right. That is an exchange that's verified the price. All the other exchanges, like if you go to the spot markets, if you go to Coinbase, you go to Binance, you go to, BitX, Bitfinex, all the different, there's like 800 of them. Well, 683 exchanges right now. If you go to any of those 683 exchanges, they're islands. All right. They don't, just because Coinbase has a price on Bitcoin doesn't mean Binance's price. There's arbitration between them with traders, but everybody has their own prices on Bitcoin. Every exchange, it's separate. It's just like the Forex market. All right, there is arbitration that balances the price between them, but everybody has their own price on Bitcoin. So I usually go to the futures because that's a certified price by the CME. You can say I'm right or wrong on doing that, and they don't trade, obviously they don't trade for about a day and a half each week. So they're closed Saturday and Sunday, so that lets gaps show up in the futures chart. So I do switch to the spot market on the weekend. All right, Ethereum is looking more bearish. Really trying to break below that trend line. You see this trend line of lows, very similar to gold. We pushed down pretty deeply 2 days ago, popped back up, but today we're starting to push back below. If we can get below that, golly, a little sludge today. If we get below that, we're probably coming down to the roadmap line at the minimum. If not, going on a bigger, deeper retrace. All right. Ethereum has a bearish pattern, a big picture bearish pattern. It's really got me concerned right now. I'm very concerned that Ethereum may dump out. All right, could this be telegraphing that there might be a problem that shows up in Ethereum's chain when they do a software modification? This is the weird thing. This is the thing that blows my mind about what I do, about this technical analysis that I do. Something's wrong with Ethereum in the price. Now, do they make a software change and all of a sudden they do this big down? I don't know. All right. I don't know what it's going to be. There is a very bearish setup showing up in Ethereum. They could mess it up with the software change. Some upgrade doesn't go according to plan. They F it up and we get this. Right now, there's a little down and a much bigger down, both showing up in the Ethereum chart. Highly, highly cautious right now on Ethereum. Can it break out of this? Sure. But right now, very bearish on Ethereum. Bitcoin doesn't have that same situation going on. So just throwing that warning out there. That I don't necessarily think it's going down, but the potential is on the chart, and it kind of scares me a little bit. we could see a large flush, and it could be all the way down to like 400. Dollar, probably going to ease it on up into the roadmap line like I've been talking about. Getting a few topping tails, but probably going to push on up here in the next few days. Test that roadmap line area, and then we'll, if we reject it, we're going down. If we break above it, we're going on up. All right, what's moving today? Costco, looks like probably going to come back at least to the 100% here. Now it could be a situation where it takes a few days, where this drifts on down, right back like this. We hit the 1272. Potentially going to retrace back to that 100 before we can do that move. RCAC, don't trade SPACs. That's all I gotta say. Don't trade SPACs. AIMD, right up to the roadmap line. That's still bearish. And as I say, reverse splits. I knew it was a reverse split before I even popped it up. 1 to 5. You see, it went on down after the reverse split, popping up today. But unless you like burning money, don't mess with that. And SIMO, good morning, Randy. Glad to see you. And that's just sideways. There's no, I mean, look at the roadmap line. It's telling you it's going, like, the trend is down. Even if we get another one of these pops, the trend is down. Be careful. I wouldn't touch it. Unless you got some information that you're not supposed to tell anybody about Silicon Motion. That's not looking super positive. Boot. We traded this one a pretty good trade early last year. It was a pretty rocking trade. That was one of my really nice early trades. Like right here. Traded that. Waited. Didn't really trade that much. Now we're never got the continuation. What a bummer. And wrecked the pattern. It went up and right back down. Holding a higher low, but that's why you gotta wait for them to prove it. You know, we actually stopped at the bearish level there. So when I talk about these having potential, this was actually an ABC type proportion right here. When we look at this, grab that one. Elliott Wave Speak, a little bit of nerdiness real quick. That right there, holding the 100% of this first move with the third move. JT, what are you talking about? First move, third move. Let's just clean some stuff off of here. Well, I can just clean everything off of here because all that stuff didn't matter anymore. Look, first move. Right there. First move up, right? Now, copy. Second move up, right there. See how they were echoes? That makes it highly likely to have been a corrective move up. I need that. A, B, C. Which means the trend is down. So ultimately, this means that we probably had a trend move down. This was the correction, and we're probably going to see a trend move down like this. Is it high probability? No. And anything, any move below this low right here, any price touch below that low can finish this pattern up. So anything below 51 can be the bottom, but kind of likely we go on down. So right there, you see that? Using the fib tool, the fib extension tool, first move down, third move down, puts it right there. Could we go on? I mean, it's not going to go negative. We have to turn on the fib lines. Come on. Awesome. Stuck. Come on. There we go. Right there. Yeah, 39, 30. When stuff moves more than 50, you got to turn. You don't have to, but I like to turn it on fib. I mean, log, excuse me, log mode, logarithmic. So now it's got it messed up a little bit. We're going to have to adjust this. This may be more accurate. This is why sometimes the prices don't go right. It gets wonky. So 39 may be the bottom. 30 could extend to 30. So 21 still possible, but more likely we find a bottom right around there. 39. There you go. Math, right? Now, if you're curious about what I did here, I have a class coming up at 10:30. So we can't go too long this morning. I have a class at 10:30. Let me grab the link for that, and you can come join me. It'll be on Zoom, not on YouTube. So let me pop up the link and grab it really quickly. I've done 2 of these already this week, so if you missed it, I'm sorry, but this will be the 3rd class. And right here, throw it into the chat. You want to grab that link and come join me at 10:30 and find out more about this. Then I might even talk more about this specific pattern right here. So anyway, kind of bearish on boot. Went down the rabbit hole. Like usually my analysis is pretty limited when I do this live show, but sometimes something catches my eye. This one, look at this. Look at all these highs. That's kind of bearish. Stand below that line. If we can get above it, make a higher high, could turn around. But that's biotech, biopharma. Doesn't always follow the patterns. Be careful. They obviously lose a lot of money. Dangerous. SRTY. Ooh, man. Look at that nasty chart. Whew. Not sure I'd want to be ultra short Russell right now. That one looks like it's going to keep on going down. May bounce up to the roadmap line. We could see it bounce up there, but ultimately that looks like it's going on down the toilet. TMV. Yeah, I still think we're going to pop up and test the roadmap line on that one. DRV. Real estate, 3x bears. Well, that's gotten pretty murderized. I mean, that's just a choppy, sideways, hot mess of a chart. Can't tell anything on off that. It's gnarly. LABU. It's funny all these leverage things. I was warning about, watch out for that right there. This looks like biotech's going to take another dump. AGL. Health services, med tech stuff. I don't like to trade it. Golly. There's the reason, because look at that. I mean, ouch. Nasty. Coin, I'm still expecting this to come back to the roadmap line, or at least to the breakout point. I've got an alert at 120 to consider buying some more. Kind of expect it to retrace. Upside target, probably 270, 260, 270, 280. But it needs to do this so it can have the energy to do that. It could just grind, but not my preferred. DPST coming back to the roadmap line. This is basically the roadmap pattern. If we hold that, it's very small, very quick, very small. If we hold this, test down into the roadmap line. Once we get above the 618, 70% likely to go 114, possibly 122, which is that prior high zone. Well, it's the gap. A little bit of gap in there. Guess we gap from here down to here. think there's significant resistance getting through that gap down right there. We gap down, gap down. May find resistance there and turn back down again. EMPH. That's not bullish. Watch out for this. Get below the 618 down here. Probably going on down. Otherwise, there's not much to do. If we can break above the roadmap line, we could start looking positive again. But yeah. Hey, Doug. Morning. Glad to have you. ALB, turn down. Didn't make it up to the roadmap line. Get below the 618. Probably going down to 100 or 102 anyway. FSLR. Golly, man. Alternative energy got a hit. And it didn't do that. Potentially a baby roadmap line retrace. Watch out, though. That was only 3 waves up. That's that ABC thing again. I was talking about on boot. Grab it right there. Look right there. That first move up, second move up, second move down, third move up. Very proportional. See how that move kind of matches that move right there, almost exactly. Happened a little faster. See it? Everybody see it? And we stopped right there. Continuation is down. That's a corrective move. There's opportunity for it to break out of that. But at this point, you have to ignore all this other crap. At this point, that's a corrective move up. Continuation down would not surprise me one bit. And anything lower than that prior low can finish this up. In fact, that looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We might go on a bigger. This could be the first move down. This whole thing could be the first move down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we get a 3-wave correction back to a 618 retrace. Let's just say it stops there. We may see a bigger retrace back up here. Find resistance. And turn down again. That's what that looks like. It looks bearish for a long time, potentially. Could it turn around? Sure. But done at this point, not so good. There's another one. Look. This is a pharmaceutical, biotech pharma right there. Stopped at the 100. I can just see them when I pop them up. I mean, after you do it long enough, you can just start seeing them. They're pretty much proportional. Those two moves look almost the same. If this continues down, which it's already right there, probably going lower than that low right there. So, it's on the page, whatever the replay page is. They emailed it out, and I posted it in Discord like 2 days ago. The replay. IBM looks like it's coming back to the roadmap line. If I had to guess, that looks like the first little start. Probably going to get a bigger, deeper retrace. All this other crap doesn't matter anymore. I mean, look, it did it right over here. Why not do it again? We went to the 1618, stalled out, little head and shoulders thing. Oh man, look at that. Yeah, I can see it from here. We got head and shoulders. It's not great, but see it in here? Yeah, a friend of mine says that head and shoulders aren't terribly reliable, but I mean, I have to admit, they're not always reliable, especially if everybody if the mainstream media ever talks about a head and shoulders, it's not going to work. but that probably take us down to at least right there. So, I mean, I'm probably going down. Oil, natural gas. Let's just go look at natural gas instead of looking at oil. Rejection, the roadmap line. Who said that yesterday? Don't remember. Kind of expect it to go back to the bottom. TMF. Watch out, getting below the roadmap line. If this comes on down, gets below the 618, we're going lower low. So there's the support at this point. It's fair game for this thing to play all the way down into here, back to 48. That's a leverage. I mean, leverage stuff, be careful. FNGU, another leverage thing. Be careful. It looks like it wants to come back to the roadmap line, or at least to the 618 retrace. IWM, a little green today. Would not surprise me to get a... So, as I mentioned yesterday, it would not surprise me to see a 618 retrace in here at some point. Like a couple day rally. Wouldn't surprise me. Come up, hit that, and then turn down again. Same pattern I've been talking about. Wouldn't surprise me. NTES, looks like it's going down to the target zone. Came up just a little shy. DYN, more biotech pharma. There's nothing like, ugh, that's nasty chart. Like, that's just sideways, choppy garbage. DEO, down, choppy garbage. Could get a retrace up to the roadmap line, but probably going on down to 129 to the bottom of the support. Where does that support come from? Right over here, where this choppy crap was. VYGR, another medtech, biotech, health technology, choppy, hot mess of a chart. SEDG, more alternate energy that looks like we're going in the toilet. If we get below this support zone, there's like nothing below us for a long way down. That one could drop back to 30s, 40s. So if we get below that low, probably coming right down here. Found support there, but couldn't make the gap fill. Coming down hard. That's a scary chart. No high probability anything, but yeah. I don't know. Anyway, bias for the day. Maybe we get a bounce. Maybe. That we're due that 618 retrace. I mean, I talked about it yesterday. Kind of due. If we can get above the 618, we're going on up. If we reject it, so it's a key level. Key level right here. That's resistance going up. If we're gonna retrace it, if we can get above it, we're going up. If we're gonna reject it, we're going on down. So it's either going down in a blaze of glory, or we can break through and go up. And at this point, first move down is like that. Second move down could be at least to 46.50, if not get a bigger, deeper go. All right. So there you go. That's kind of the bias and the setup for the day. And like I said, I've got this market math class coming up in about 30 minutes. So if you want to come hang out with me, got the link in the chat up there. Come join me on Zoom. And otherwise, I'll be in Discord after that. And have a great day, everybody. Be back with you Monday. Same bad time, same bad channel, right here on YouTube. And we'll do this all again. So thanks for coming. If I said anything you like, give me a thumbs up. Give me a like, and I'll see you again on Monday.